showed in the video, this is just part 2. My daughter got inside. We have the machine put together. Nothing's changed. Just flipped it over, put the base on the bottom. Rotates. This is the bottom part like I showed in the part 1. This is the top with the base. Just go take a pair of channel locks, unscrew the nuts off of here and take the piece out. I'm going to take the nut. This is how you will receive it in the mail. The nut goes back on here. The lock you're going to receive, like I said before, uses a 0038 key. I bought a bunch of these machines and only got one key, so unfortunately I can't part with any keys. There's the top with the lock. For demonstration purposes, though, I'm going to put the lock back in. This will also show you how to reassemble it if you want to use it with the 0038 key. Goes through the hole and tightens down. So to complete assembling the machine, we have the base attached to the bottom canister holder. We have 4 coin boxes. Come over here and show this. There are small points that come up next to each candy mechanism. The quarters fall out of this side and down into here. There's a hole in each candy box. The hole goes over. You can see the little point there with the hole. The point goes through the hole. You have one on each side. There are the 4. Then you need to take the longer 31-inch rod that has the nut on the bottom. You can differentiate this one because it's longer, and it also has small point holders, which is where these are going to go once you get the machines in. And you come over and show this. You can see the threaded hole down in the bottom. After you have this in, you can put the coin mechanisms in. Also, I just did it a little backwards. Just take this, move one down. Also, if you need to replace this rod, it's also a 7/16 inch threaded rod that you can buy at Lowe's for about $2, and the nut is the same. You just hand tighten this in. I'm going to remove the coin boxes. This is also how you will service it. You'll take all the trays out, quarter coins out, put them back in. You pull these out so I can get the 1/2-inch wrench back on. I'm not going to make it super tight. I'm going to tighten it down. So, got that nut locked in place. Going to put my coin mechanisms and my coin boxes in again. Those all go. You see the point holder here. This has one side with a slot. This goes across the bar over the top of this. These, of course, can come off and you can adjust them as needed. And I also think that once you figure out where you want them, you'd probably be better off putting some lock nuts on there where you have a nut to save your place. And it's unsteady. It's just going to hold some pressure there, or hold some support there, so it'll be a little loose. Bottom canisters go in. They're the small canisters. You can tell there's a rounded edge that's going to go to the corner, and then there's the back edge, which also has the measurement lines where you can keep track of the candy. So you want the rounded edge to go out. Look at the back corner sits into the corner of this piece. The rounded corner goes here. Once you get it in place, just move the coin mechanism a couple of times to get it to seat. I'm going to go around and put in all 4 canisters. Also, the one set up here has, okay, come on, big. Come on, baby. This one has the gumball machine set up in a small canister. If you want to use one of the larger canisters as your gumball holder, all you do is remove the 4 screws off of the big one, 4 screws off of the small one, leave the gumball to the larger one and the candy to the smaller. Or you can run it the way it is. You can also buy more gumball mechanisms. Online, or you can contact me. I can show you some more. And then the last one goes in this corner. Just move the mechanism a little. Take a freshness seal, put it over the bottom 4. Then you take your next canister, which is the same as the bottom, it just doesn't have the turnstile on the bottom. Goes, you can see the large hole in the middle. We'll go over the center rod and we'll seat down. Make sure it's seated across all of the lower canisters. Go in, you have the same setup with the coin boxes and the rivets here. Put in your 4 coin boxes. They're all set up. Then you'll take large canisters, have the same setup as the small canisters. They have the rounded edge, the marks in the back where you can keep track of how much candy you're putting in. Pretty easy to differentiate which is one. Have the same piece. It doesn't matter which one of these goes on the front or the back. Has the opening there. You see you have your space holder here on the bar. Slides over. Put it in. Make sure they're actually in the corners. Coin mechanism. And the last this corner. Make sure they're all seated. If they're right, you see you have a small piece coming out of the top. I'm going to take another freshness seal, which machine will come with 2. Put it over the top of the machines. You have this part, threaded rod coming out. You see the lock has threads in the middle. You're going to have, this is the key that came with the machines. As you can see, you can read, if I can get the light right, you can read the 0038 on the key. It's a double-sided key. This one says Service Central Inc. I'm not sure if this is the original key, but you can buy these on eBay. Take your key, put it in the top of the machine, it spins. You're going to put the opening of the lock onto the rod. Let it on. tighten it down. You have to get the key to the middle, and the machine is complete. You have it all rotates. You have your 4 small canisters on the bottom. You have your 4 large canisters on the top. 25 cents. We'll need a little cleaning, probably. It's just a little residue. I was also told if you can come in a little closer, if you can see the U-turn stamped on the mechanism. This shows that these are the newer U-turn mechanisms, which have more safety features than the old ones. They all have a spring-loaded chute flap. And if you go in to service them, all you do is opposite of what I just did. Just take the top off, pull out the machine, empty the money, refill, and close them back up. If you have any questions,